So hi everyone, how are you all? I hope you guys are doing absolutely fine, staying safe. So guys, in this lecture we are going to talk about what is local file inclusion. So before learning it, first we need to understand what is file inclusion. So file inclusion is very important to understand before understanding the local file inclusion. So now let's understand what is file inclusion. So file inclusion vulnerability. So this is the kind of vulnerability that allows an attacker to read sensitive information or run arbitrary commands using the files stored on the web server or using the files that are hosted on the attacker's machine. So this vulnerability exists mainly because of the poorly written code in the web application, and if not taken seriously, a file inclusion exploit can simply compromise the entire server by granting full cell access to the attacker. So this is how dangerous it is actually. So this is the basic overview of file inclusion. So guys, now let's see what is local file inclusion, the vulnerability that we are going to exploit in this particular lecture. So local file inclusion is one of the one of the type of file inclusion vulnerability that allows the attacker to use the vulnerable file stored in a web server to his or her own advantage. So a web server uses different files to execute different functions on a website based on the requirements of the users. Suppose if we talk about, for example, like if you want to download something from the website, that the web server will call the function that will simply lead to the download page, and that will allow you to download the data. So when you see any kind of URL like downloading, so you will see at the end you will find like a page is equal to like download.php. so this is the way it looks like when you try to download it. So using local file inclusion vulnerability, so the attacker tampers the URL parameter. As you can see here, we are tampering here. So URL parameter to send a different data to the web server to simply execute. So instead of downloading the data, the attacker asks to execute different functions to get other sensitive data from the web server. So in this particular lecture, what we are going to do here is we are going to simply use directory traversal to get the content of etc password file that will stored inside this web server. So don't worry if this is not clear to you at this particular moment. So further in this particular video, we are going to decode each and everything. So don't worry. So first of all, what we need to do here is we need to simply change our security to low. Yes, it is on low. So when you get inside the file inclusion, which you will find here, you will see there is nothing to enter. So what we need to do here is, as I told you earlier, that we are going to get the file. We are going to attack on the URL system. So now let's understand it. So what is this? So this is the file. This is the link actually, URL. And this is the file, which is include.php. So the page that we are seeing here is it's because of include.php, and this is what it is doing. It is simply requesting page is equal to include.php. That is why it is showing us. So now let's see what I'm going to do here is, let's see this page is here inside this or not. So when you hit enter, okay, it is doing nothing here. Okay, let's go back, and what the next thing that we can do here is, let's try to see. Okay, let's try to see what this thing is here. So when you analyze this, you will find this is include.php, this is the directory fi, and this is one more directory which is vulnerability, and this is dvwa, and after this you will find many directories. Okay, so now let's get back to our terminal and let's see how we can see why we want to see the etc password file. We want to see etc password file because let's see how to open this file is etc passwd. So when you zoom it up, you will see this file contains all the users on this particular web server. Okay, so these are the path. So when you scroll it up or down, you will find numbers of users here. So the intention of getting this file from this web server is to know about the user and the path. So from these paths you will find lots and lots of juicy data. Okay guys, so now let's find out how we can get this particular file using this URL. So now let's first refresh this, and after refreshing, as you can see that this is the parameter, page parameter, and here it is what it is giving. It is using gateways request. So now next thing that I'm going to do here is, so let's analyze this particular thing. Okay, where is my, let me open this again, etc pass wd and hit enter. So when you see here what we are having, so we are having this particular thing which is var. Okay, so when you see this link, what you will find, this is one directory 1, this is 2 directory 2, this is 3, and after this we will be having 4, and then after we are having one more directory. So total we are having 5 directories here. So what we need to do here is we need to get back to all of these directories, and then we can explore of all, after that we can simply explore the file. So how you can do that? So as we all know, for Linux, for getting back, we need this particular symbol. Let me zoom it. Okay. We'll be using this particular thing, double dot 5 times 3 to 5. So now let's try to do, sometimes takes 7. Now let's hit enter. So after hitting enter, you will find we are managed to get inside this file, and this is the content of this particular that we have seen in this particular shell. So this is the same content that we are having here. So this is how dangerous it is. You can simply use the URL and you will get the file access, and you can see what is inside it and what are the content that this particular file contains inside it. So that is why it is very important to fix the file inclusion vulnerability. Okay guys, so this is how you can exploit it in low settings. Okay, so before getting to the medium one, first of all we need to see the source code so that we can see is there any parameter or not. So as you can see, there is nothing like which is filtering anything, so you can use simply these things. So as you can see, there is nothing like that. Okay, so now let's simply terminate it, and now let's try for the medium one. Okay, so when you change the security to medium one, okay, let's make it medium, and let's see the source. Okay, there is no source. We need to get inside file inclusion, and when you see the source, okay, so when you see the source, what it is doing here, this is for low one. I want for the, I think security is on low. Let's change to medium. Now it is medium. Now get back to file inclusion. Let's scroll it down and let's see this thing. So now guys, if you see this particular thing, what it is doing here, so what it is doing here is, when you see this particular function which is str replace, it is simply replacing these particular things into the blank spaces. Okay guys, so as you can see, this particular thing into the spaces, blank spaces. So this is simply filtering something. So now let's try to exploit same vulnerability. I want to get the same file using some other parameter. Okay, let me erase it, and then what I can try here, as you know that this is what it is doing. This is these are simply, when you hit enter, as you can see, we are managed to get inside this particular file. So what is the thing here? So the thing here is, when you see this is the file that we have here. So the thing here is, when you see this, what they are doing here, they are filtering these spaces that in our case we are having dots. So these are simply we can say, as you can see here, what it is doing, they are simply filtering the spaces, but in this case we don't have any space. So if you want to use the single one, you can also use single one, you will get the file access. Okay guys, so this is how you can exploit it using the medium settings. Okay guys, so this is how you can do with the medium settings. So if you talk about like this security high, so as we all know that this is just like impossible to exploit this. So when you try the same thing with this, so let me do this, like etc pass wd and hit enter. So when you hit enter, as you can see, the file not found. So let's gets back, and let's see the view source, and let's analyze what it is doing here. So guys, what it is doing here, as when you see this, so when you change the difficulty to high and try to exploit from the medium difficulty, and you will notice some there is nothing working. So surely the target is more secure. So as it is only accepting, as you can see here, include.php or input starting with the word file. Okay, so what it is doing, it is only accepting this particular thing. So if you try to inject anything else, it will show you error. Okay guys, so this is how you can secure your website using these parameters, using these kind of filtering, so that no one can exploit your local file inclusion. So this is all for this lecture guys. I hope you understand this, and thank you for watching this lecture.